Good morning, everyone. We're going to start on our exercise. We're going to start with some joint exercise, focusing on the wrist. So bring your elbow up and then rotate. Try to rotate only your wrist. And at the same time, trying to observe the change in your body and try to identify them. Identify the heat, the sweat, the pain maybe, the numbness, the other way. So our entire hour of exercise is in fact meditation. It's just not sitting. We only sit perhaps for a total of less than 8 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes each time, maybe 5 each time, like that. But it's not true that you have to sit to meditate. Human beings is capable of walking, sitting, standing, lying down, the other way. And try to focus on your elbow. Again, focusing on the elbow, observing the change in your body once again. And we're capable of exercise. So put your hands down, every posture is a vehicle for meditation. So now open your shoulder. We're going to work on the shoulder. Remember, everything we do here has to be slow, deep, and steady. Okay, so we're going to open the shoulder, bringing it up, all the way up to the top, stretch, stay there, and then as we come down, imagine there's 2 walls and we're climbing up the wall, and then again up, stretch, stay there, and down, climb the wall. One more time, up, stretch, stay there, feel the body, come down, continue, up, stretch, feel the body, okay? One more time, up, stretch, stay there, hold it, come down. Now we're going to start the other way. Up, stretch, hold it, come down. Up, stretch, hold it, come down. Up, stretch, hold it, come down. One more time. Up, stretch, hold it, and then come down. We're going to do front and back. Put your hands in the front. Up, stretch, hold, and then rotate the elbow all the way back as far as you can. Feel the pain. Up, stretch, hold, and then come down very slowly in the back. Feel the pain, feel the numbness, feel the heat, feel the sweat. We call those the 4 elements. Up, stretch, hold, and down. Now we're going to do from the back and the front, okay? Put your hands as far back as you can. Go up, stretch, hold, and then down. All the way to the back. Up, feel the shoulders, stretch, hold, and then come down. Up, stretch, and down. One more time. All the way to the back, all the way up. Stretch, hold, and then come down. And then relax. Okay? Relax is a skill that you have to learn. Okay? All right. So now we're going to do what's called a double blade. This actually comes from the Shaolin martial art. You have to imagine like you have these 2 both sword, the blade, and hold the left hand stationary. Okay? Separate your right and the left. Your right brain and the left brain. Now take your left hand, go one huge circle, and then go all the way to the back as if you're using the sword to protect your back. Okay, so when you're a soldier, this is how you fight in the battlefield. Okay, sometimes you have to protect the back using your sword. And up and down, left, all the way up, all the way to the back. Open your shoulder, feel the pain, and then to the left, right. Now take the right hand, don't move the left hand, all the way to the left. Same thing, all the way to the back of the shoulder. You got to protect that back, okay? All right. Continue. And continue. All right, one last time. All the way to the back. And put your hands down. And again, relax. Relax. Okay? Now, the next one is also from the Shaolin martial art. It's called throwing arms. So when they learn how to fight, one of the advantage they have is they have a very loose shoulder, so they can extend a lot more. So you can hit someone before they can hit you. And this is how you practice that. So take the fist, throw the fist to the upper left corner, open the fingers, stretch the elbow, and then bring your shoulder, okay? Take your shoulder. Now, since we're sitting down, it might help to put your left hand, the other hand, okay? The other hand somewhere so you don't lose balance, okay? So follow your hand, up, throw it, up, throw it, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. One more time, up, up, throw your shoulder, down, down. Okay, you feel something in the neck, right? So it's really working your whole body is just being warmed up right now because we're just working on the joints. Later on we'll work in some other part, but you can feel it a little bit on the neck right now. So sit up straight, open your shoulder, focus on your spine and your neck. Take your hands, lock it behind your head. Look down onto the floor so your head is like 45 degrees. And then slowly press your head down. Feel the stress on your neck and you're fighting it little by little, okay? Little by little until you think you reach the limit. No pain, just stress. And then just stay there. Keep the force. And now rotate to the left. Back in the middle. Rotate to the right. And then back in the middle. Hold it. Okay, straighten your back. And then now slowly let go and relax. Okay. Now a lot of people have a lot of pain in the back, frozen shoulder, carpal tunnel and all that. We're going to work on that. Okay, we're going to work on that. Now, but first we're going to have to loosen up some of the connective tissue, okay? Not just the muscle, but the connective tissue, which is actually more important. So open your shoulder, take your right hand, 4 fingers, feel the skull behind your ear, and now come down, find a spot where you can fit all 4 fingers, and then press down on that. Don't hurt yourself, just press down on it, maintain the pressure so you can just feel the stress. Okay, don't rub it, okay? Don't rub it. Just press down on it. You're releasing the stress between the connective tissue and the muscle. And now you can, if you want, you can slowly, but it's not necessary. You can slowly rotate your head back and forth slowly. Just because you just want to know you're alive, okay? All right. Now take your left hand. Do the same thing. Start with the skull. Come down until you can find a spot big enough for all 4 of your fingers. And then press down using your fingertip, but don't rub the skin, don't rub the muscle. Sit up straight, maintain that pressure. And then if you want, again, rotate the head back, forward. And then very slowly release, okay? And then now, right hand on your shoulder. Take the 4 fingers, go down, feel the bone, go down some more until you can fit 4 fingers in a spot that has no bone. Okay, so that's, and press down on that again, just press on it. Press on it. And now take your left arm and just move it a little bit. Just you can feel it, movement under your finger. Okay, but press, maintain that pressure. Maintain that pressure. All right. Now, right hand side, same thing. Feel the bone and then go down until you find the soft. Maintain the pressure. Maintain the pressure. Okay, so what we're working on is the connective tissue, and some people call it the fascia. This is actually like the casing on the sausage, if you will. So it turns out that every part of a body, whether it's muscle, tendon, nerve, blood vessel, especially the inner organ, they all wrap with this very sophisticated material that is viscoelastic. So viscoelastic means that it's sensitive to speed. So if you try to push it hard, it won't give, because it has only one function in life, which is to protect you. So you have to do it very slow, okay? And when you press it down like this, it eventually will give. It's called a creep, and then eventually it will give. And that's why I said everything you do, whether it's breathing or movement, got to be slow, deep, and steady. This is how it works. So now we're going to use some mechanical force to loosen up this. This is particular good if you have carpal tunnel, okay? So carpal tunnel is basically infection, right? It's your body. It's not infection like it's being attacked from an outside agent. It's just that you have damaged your body parts, and there's inflammation between the connective tissue and the underlying muscle, and so what used to be a very lubricated layer is not. Okay, so you just have to kind of break that, and so we do that with this. This is very effective. This is an amazing technique. Okay, so you take your arm, straighten up your elbow, 4 fingers pointing to the front, roll up your 4 fingers so that they're like springs. Put your thumb on top, eyes forward, and then you're gonna bang like this. Use only your finger. Okay, get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? If you have carpal tunnel, do this about 50 times in the morning and at night. It won't take more than a week. It would go away. Carpal tunnel would go away. Okay, so now we're going to do essentially the same thing, but in a different form. So, but before we do that, we have to open these 2 energy points. Okay, so these 2 energy points is called the gate to the cloud. It's part of the lung energy line. So we're going to have to open this up. So focus on the top of your shoulder. Sit up straight. Bring your shoulder up, all the way up to your ear. All the way up. Lift your body, lift your spine. And then go back, make a circle, go back, open, and relax. One more time. Bring it up to your ear. All the way back. And relax. This is called the gate to the clouds right here. Okay, open that. Open that. You can touch it and you can feel it. Open. Now you take your hand. You put your thumb and the middle finger together. This is the beginning of 2 different energy lines. One is the lung, which travels all the way to the gate of cloud, and the other one is called the pericardium. You put that here. You straighten up your back. And now you're going to swing your arm, open your fingers, swing your arm, straighten your elbow with the back of the hand facing forward. And then when you get to the end, you feel the vibration first. Feel the vibration, and then you come back to this lotus hand. Okay, get ready, focus. 1, 2, feel the vibration. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is the beginning of these working on these energy lines now. Once we start with the finger, we're going to continue to work until we get to the toes. So there's a total of 12 energy lines. Okay, and then eventually all 12 of them comes together in the energy line in the front and in the energy line in the back. Okay, so now we're going to open up these 2 energy lines first. The one in the front, we need to do it with deep breathing. The one in the back we can actually stretch, because the one in the back coincides with the spiral cord. Sit up straight. We're going to take a deep breath. Remember now, slow, deep, and steady. Put your hands together. Focus on your nose. Take a deep breath, very slow. Rotate your hands. Breathe out. Stretch. And now as you open your fingers, maintain the stress on your wrist. And imagine there's 2 mountains on the side and you're climbing the mountain. And relax. Put your fingers together again. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Stretch. Open your arms. Maintain the pressure on your wrist. Climb the mountain. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then maintain the stress on your wrist. Climb the mountain. All right, this is the front. Now we're going to continue the back. Stretch and hold it there. Feel the pressure on your fingers, on your wrist, on your elbow. Now take your entire body and lift it as if you're lifting it by at least 1 inch. Stretch your spine. And once you stretch your spine, you feel the stretch in your spine. You don't let it go. You just rotate the back. Very slowly, come back to the middle. Maintain pressure on all points, from the finger to the wrist, to the elbow, to the spine, to the left. Entire body to the left, not just the waist, okay? Back to the middle. Now to the right. Stretch, maintain the stretch. Back in the middle. To the left. Back in the middle. One more time. To the right. And back in the middle. Stretch, stretch some more. Maintain the stretch. And then let go slowly. Keep your right hand on top, touching your left shoulder. Sit up straight. Take your left hand, put it in the elbow. Okay, stretch your spine, and then entire body goes to the left. And then come back. And then now rotate the hands. Left hand on top, touching your back of the shoulder. Right hand grabbing the elbow. Entire body to the right. And then back in the middle. And then relax very slowly. Nothing abrupt, okay? Now, you're going to put your hands together in the back. All 10 fingers touching each other. The center of the hand touching. As if, okay? This is the munjo. Like this, okay? Put it in the back. Fingers pointing down. Now, very slowly rotate it so that the fingers are pointing up. So now you feel, and then you slowly slide it up through along your spine, just very slowly, as high as you can. So maintain the pressure on the fingers, on the wrist. Now focus on the shoulder. Sit up straight. We're going to open the shoulder. So now you feel the stress on the shoulder. Not only the stress on the shoulder, but the stress on the back as well. So now you're stressing all 4 energy points. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Maintain that posture. And then relax very slowly. Take your left hand. Fold it so that the palm of the hand is facing up. Take the right hand. Put it between the fingers and the palm. This is a very simple exercise. Many people do this. The only difference is that we do it very focused, very slow. We bend the fingers, bend the wrist, maintain the pressure, but don't get to the point where you hurt yourself, okay? Bring down your palm, focus on the elbow, push your elbow out, all the way out. Maintain the pressure on your fingers, your wrist, and your elbow. Look up straight, and then push your hand up. Like take your elbow and push your hand up. All the way up to your eyebrow. And then check again, maintain the pressure on your finger, your wrist, and your elbow. Okay? Just push the elbow all the way out. And then relax very slowly. Same thing on the right hand. Sit up straight. Between the fingers and the palm. Bend your fingers, bend your wrist. And then push your elbow out, all the way out. Sit up straight, eyes forward, and then push that, like you're pushing the elbow up. all the way out, all the way out. Don't loosen your elbow, all the way out to your eyebrow. Stay there. Check the stress on your finger, your wrist, and your elbow. Okay, very easy to loosen up the elbow. Just push the elbow. Stay there, hold it, and then relax. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're gonna essentially, it's just called petting of the energy point, but basically we're energizing it. We're energizing these energy lines, okay? Mainly on the upper body, energizing the energy lines. And we do that with some acoustic force. So the Chinese, they divide all your internal organs into 3 sections. This is called the upper, which is above the diaphragm. This is called the middle, which is between the diaphragm and the belly button, and then what's below the belly button. So the upper part is your heart and the lung, and they call this, is like the fog. So the heart and the lung, it's responsible for taking all your vitality and spread it to your body, like the way that the fog would moisture the planet in the morning. The middle one is mainly for fermentation. So the word is like fermentation, digestion. And then the lower part is for cleansing and detoxifications and so forth. So we're going to work on the upper part. Okay, the upper part has to do with the lung and the heart. And so the first energy points that we're going to work on is on the shoulder, which happens to be an energy point that is associated with your gallbladder. Okay, and then the energy point here has to do with the lung. So the trick is, you sit up straight, open your shoulder, relax, take your right hand, and you make what is called an empty hand. So there's a pocket in here, as if you're drinking water. But you need to keep that hand soft, okay? So you form the empty hand, but the hand is very soft. You put that on top of your shoulder, fingers on top, and then the palm of the hand is pushing against this energy point. So as you pat it, you're taking air and you're pushing down onto your shoulder. So you're transferring energy acoustically, okay? But you relax. So once you get good at it, you're actually energizing it twice. You're energizing it the first time when you compress air, and then you energize it immediately when you take out the arm. So because your hand is soft, it works like a suction cup. So it's actually also drawing air, okay? So, all right, now get ready, open your shoulder, relax, take your right hand, make empty hand, but soft hand. Put that so that the fingers are on top of the shoulder and the palm is pressing on right here. You rotate your head to the right, you listen intensely with your left ear, and you do it 1 time to wake up, and then you continue, but very intensely maintaining the empty hand, okay? Get ready. Okay, now right shoulder, open that. Left hand, empty hand, soft hand. Put that on top of your shoulder. Put that on top of your shoulder. Okay, and listen, wake up. Okay, gotta wake up yourself first. Wake up, continue. Okay, now open your shoulder. Take your left hand, stretch it up, and then take your elbow and put it on top of your head. Okay, now take your fingers and you touch these energy points on your ear, and you rotate your head a little bit to the right, so this is stretch. Okay, this armpit has to do with the energy lines of the heart, which actually starts with the pinky. Okay, right hand, empty hand, wake up, continue. Okay, the other way. Take your right arm now, put it on top, drape it on top of your head, touch your left ear, and then rotate a little bit so you stretch this part. Empty hand, Wake up. Continue. Okay, now open your shoulder. Take your left arm, straighten it, lock your elbow, palms on eye level, and then so that the elbow is above the heart. We now have 3 energy points. Has to do with the lung, the pericardium, and the heart. 2 of them are here, 1 of them is here. So we take a right hand, empty hand, fingers on top, and then the side of just the palm on the side. Okay, wake up, continue. Okay, it's not important that you hit it hard. It's not important that you hit it hard. What's more important is that you establish the acoustic coupling, but also you maintain your concentration. Okay, because these energy lines, they're not part of just the physical body. Okay. The question is that under the elbow or on it? It's on. Okay, I believe the elbow is right here, right? So you lock your elbow. So it's on the other side of the elbow. And empty hand, fingers on top, on the side like this, okay? All right. Now to the right, so you can see it better, huh? Now, lock your, if I call this the elbow, lock this, okay? And open your hand. So this on the eyebrow. This one on top of the heart, okay? And then the fingers on top and the side like this, okay? Now, don't hit it hard. Don't try to hit it hard. Don't think that just because you hit it hard, you do any good. No, that's not the point. The point is that we're trying to excite these energy lines using acoustic energy, okay? And using your mental power too. So that's why it's always important to wake up. That's the kind of the reason for that. Wake up and continue. Okay, human intentions is very limited. If I don't say wake up, then you don't know where you start. And once you start, you commit to that, right? You commit to that, and then it's only like maybe like 20 seconds or so. So you can focus on that. All right, so we finished working with the upper part, which has to do with the lung and the heart. And now we're going to do a little bit on the lower part, lower than the belly button. And the important intestines the important part is the intestines, right? The small and the large. And that's actually with the hand. And so these are yin and yang. So by working these 3, we're also working the other 3, right? The 3 are yin, and then the other 3 are yang, are like the small intestines, the large intestines, and what's called the triple warmer. But there's more to that, right? So we got the kidney and the bladder. The kidney is right here. We know that. The bladder, there's an energy point associated with the bladder, which is on top, okay? So we pat this with the center of a hand, and then we pat this with the back of the hand. It's very simple. Okay? Don't try to intellectualize this. So, got it? Just do it. Focus, listen. Okay, one more. All right, we're going to continue. And there's the kidney, there's the liver and the gallbladder. Okay, I'm going to explain these energy lines a little bit after the class. Okay, so we just label them with the organ, but it's very limited if you think of them just the organ. They're energy lines that happens to associate with the particular vital organ. So we call this energy line inside. This is the yin line, that is the liver. And then we have the right outside, we put the yang line, which has to do with the gallbladder. So the liver and the gallbladder is one pair, the kidney and the bladder is another pair, the stomach and the splint is another pair. So we open this up. Now, this is the knee, okay? So it's inside the knee, we're not touching the knee. So divide that into 3, the middle. Inside. And the outside. Okay, but not to the knee, huh? Not to the knee. Close your knee. On the outside, 2 points, but not to the knee. Okay, inside. This is the gallbladder. Again, the function of the gallbladder in the Chinese tradition is much more than what the Western doctor. And then now closer to the knee, but not yet to the knee. Okay. So not only do these 2 points are important for gallbladder, for the elder, like my parents, they are also good to prevent stroke. Okay. Okay. Now to the knee. Okay, now the middle part, maybe, and further down. Now open your knee, inside, and then further down, and further down. All right, the last 3 energy points, they are kind of important to the Chinese medical doctors. They're actually called the sky, the earth, and the being, the human being, okay, or the man. Right? In a couple thousand years ago, when they say human being, they say man. Okay. All right. Now you take the bottom of your feet. You locate the toes. Okay. So I'll point to the side so you can see it. You locate the toes. Okay. Now go 1/3 down. There's a pit. This is the beginning of your kidney energy line. So you take 2 thumbs and massage that. Now in the Chinese tradition, the kidney is your second heart. So it's actually a very, very important point. Okay, very, very important point. And there's some logic to it. The idea is that this is the point that you touch the earth. Well, either you get energy from the earth, or the fact that you're touching the earth means that you're pretty healthy, right? Because you're not healthy, then you're either lying down in the bed or sitting on a chair permanently, then your feet is never going to touch the ground. So that's sort of like that. Okay, now take your index finger and make a knuckle and just press on it. It hurts, okay? So just kind of gently, and it hurts because there's something wrong with you. And mostly because you don't know how to relax and you have adrenal fatigue. Okay, press down with the knuckle. All right, now massage the heel. The heel is the beginning of the bladder, which again is the working partner of the kidney, right? All right, now take the other side. Again, locate that 1/3 point. Massage with your fingers. You feel really good when you do that, because the kidney is the second heart. Your entirety of your blood goes through your kidney 40 times a day. That's how important it is. But in the Chinese tradition, it's more than that. They believe the kidney is the one that stores the essence of your body, which is the fuel for the marrow. And so having a healthy kidney in that sense allows you to have good blood supply, right? Lots of red blood cell, lots of white blood cell. Okay, now massage the heel, okay? If you have someone at home who doesn't exercise very much, which is basically everyone now, because we don't get to go to the park that much. This is an important energy point. So the next one is the man or the being, and it's the center of a palm. It's the second energy line for the pericardium. So you take your middle finger, you touch down. That's what it is. So you massage. Now, this point is the only energy point in your entire body that can give out energy as Mel was taking. So this is the healing. Okay, this is the healing hand. The other side. Oh, okay. Now finally we go to the last one, which is called the sky. Open your shoulder, straighten your back, lean back just a little bit. Take your forehead, lean back until the neck touches the collar. Take your chin, tuck it. So now, this point, this one called the 1000 meeting, is actually, you have 6 yang line, five of them goes to the top, meets to the top, okay? Open, pointing to the top. Now around that point, there's 4 more, so you're not going to miss anything. So take your 10 fingers, put that on top. We're going to tap this 50 times. Very light, okay? Okay. We're going to continue in a standing position. Remember, I promised that we work from the hand to the toe, right? So we're gonna continue, and 6 of the energy lines originate from the toe. They go through the body, connected to the vital organs. There is a bottleneck. This is the bottleneck. Okay. So Rachel says that he needs to do this every day. This is recorded. Okay, Rachel. So either on Facebook or on YouTube. So yes, definitely you need to do this every day. We do it every day. I do it 7 times a week. All right, so now the way you do that, there's nothing here, okay? But they just pass, the energy line just passed through here. So we stand with the toes pointing forward, the width, about the width of a shoulder. But we stand with the knee, lower the knee. The reason for that is that now you let the muscle take over, the fire elements start to rise. Okay, so the yang is coming now to meet the yin. And so you take your hand, you put it on the hip, you focus on your forefinger, you slide it, and there's this part that has no bone, no muscle, no organ, no nothing. But it's the bottleneck of many, many energy lines. So you just stay there and you just massage. You can go up and down, or you go in a small circle, and you focus until you feel the heat. Now, if you have problem with cold feet at night, that's the Chinese doctor think that that's because your kidney is weak, or if you have to urinate a couple times a night, or at least one, or even 1 time a night, or if you have bladder infection. And by the way, the 12 vital organs doesn't include any of the reproductive organs. So this energy lines is associated with the reproductive organs as well. So this is a good place to do it. All right? Okay, now we do the back, because the bladder doesn't go through here. The bladder goes in the back. So we loosen up our knee, put our 4 fingers in the back, thumbs on the side, listen, and continue. Okay, now we come to the finale. We got to exercise the toe. So it's very, very simple, very effective. You should do this. One thing we don't do is we don't walk on the toes. So you should do that too at home. Just walk on it like I do. Just walk on it, okay? Just walk on it like this, but we don't do this here. We don't have time. And also many of our students, this might be kind of dangerous for them. All right, you stand, you grab your yoga mat or your carpet with your toes. You focus on the top of your head, and then you very slowly stand on your toes like you do in ballet. Stay there, hold it. And then as you come down slowly, but then you impact your heel. heel is the bladder. Stand again, and you impact your heel. Stand again, impact. Stand again, impact. One more time, stand, impact. Okay, so this is not only good for the energy line, it's good for your knee and your back, as it turns out. All right, so we finished the first part. It took a little bit more time because I had to spend too much time explaining things. That's okay. You don't mind if we go over 5 minutes, do you? All right. Okay, so now we get to the second part. The first part is really about the energy lines, starting with some warm-up exercise on the joints and so forth, but finally really work on all 12, from the toe, from the fingers. Now we're going to start to work on these two main vessels, one in the front, one in the back. We do this with deep breathing. So we got to go through some exercise for deep breathing, diaphragm, right? All right. But it turns out it's very simple. You just follow. So sit, stand. Okay, stand with the width of your shoulder, focus, loosen up, let go of your mind, focus on the hand. Bring your hands up, follow the hand, the eyes follow the hand, bring it towards your body, and then as the hands goes down, the entire body goes down, and then stand back up straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now breathe with your nose, breathe deep, breathe slow, deep, and steady. Breathe in, bring it towards your body, breathe out, stand up straight, focus on your hand, breathe in, bring it towards your body, breathe out. One more time, breathe in, and then breathe out. Stand up straight, breathe in. Now we cross hand, one in front of another. We open, breathe out, all the way to the end. Breathe in, bring it towards your body, and breathe out. Stand up straight, breathe in, open, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Stand up straight, one more time, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, bring it towards your body, and then breathe out. Now we're going to stand, and as we stand, we transfer our attention from our hand to the bottom of our feet. We're going to stand for 1 minute. So we're going to stand firmly. We're going to stand like a pine tree. So we got to grow some roots, stand firmly. But the tree trunk has to be very soft and elastic. So we loosen up just a little bit, loosen up the knee, don't lock it. Open the shoulder, relax the hand, relax the forehead, and don't shut your eye, just close it, but still see some light, so you can see your floor. So the trick is you don't lock your knee, you don't close your eye, so you don't lose orientation, and then you focus on your breath for 1 minute. Just take it one breath at a time, okay? One breath. Just focus, concentrate, just know that you're breathing in, know that you're breathing out, and then recommit to the next breath, one breath at a time, know that you're breathing in, okay, relax. Now shift the focus to the bottom of your feet and then move towards the right. Right foot forward, lean back, okay, lean back. Head's up looking at the ceiling, so you're loosening up your frontal part of the body. The right toes are pointing upward And then imagine there's a big old beach ball in front of you, and you're going to embrace the beach ball. And then you're going to open. As you open, you lean back. Just the back should be straight, your shoulders should be open. Now we're going to coordinate with the breathing. Breathe very slow, very deep, very steady. Breathe in with your nose, okay? And then breathe out with your nose. Open all the way. Breathe in. When you breathe in, focus on your hands. When you breathe out, focus on your mind, relax. Always relax when you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax when you breathe out, remember? Okay, one more time. Breathe in, focus on your hand. And then when you breathe out, focus on your mind. Now, put your hands down. Shift the focus from your hand to your feet. One step. Two step. Now you're back to original position. We're going to stand for 1 minute. Again, stand firmly on the ground. Loosening up your knee. Loosening up your shoulder. Loosening up your eyelid. Focus on your breath, one breath at a time. And when you finish one breath, ask yourself, I'm going to start from 0. Another one. One breath at a time. Relax. Okay, open your eyes, focus on your bottom of your feet, 1 step, 2 step. Now we're going to continue, okay, balloon breathing. Breathe in, focus on your hand, breathe out, focus on your mind, relax. Breathe in, breathe out. You have to relax, okay, because you're cycling between the sympathetic nerve and then now the parasympathetic nerve. Breathe out, so you have to relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Very slow. Focus on the hand. Breathe out. Focus on your mind. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Put your hands down. Stand properly, feet firmly on the ground, loosening up your knee, loosening up your eyelid, focus on your breath, one breath at a time. Don't count your breath, but make them count. Every breath counts. One breath at a time. When you finish with one breath, go to the second one, go to the next one, as if you're starting from 0. Okay, relax. Now we're going to come to the third set, which is called the butterfly, which is a little bit more challenging, okay? It's a little bit more challenging. And the trick is just relax, okay? Imagine you're a butterfly and you just Let go of your mind, follow your hands comes down, and then the hands goes up. As you go up, you lift up your heel, the back of the hand are touching, and you focus on the top of your head, and you come down, and you fly. Okay, now we breathe in, slow, deep, and steady. Breathe out. Breathe in. Back of the hand touching. Breathe out. Focus on the top of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fly. Come down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Come down. Relax. Breathe out. One more time. Sometimes I don't know how to stop because I'm just enjoying this one so much. I fly. Okay? Feet down, hands down, stand. Oh, I forgot. Next time, remember to put the feet further out. Okay? All right. Focus on the breath. Breath is so intense now. So enjoyable. Just focus on your breath. And this time, not only are we focusing on the breath, we're keeping an eye on our body. Because when our mind drifts away, we're the last one to know. But the body knows, because this body will start moving when your mind is not with your breath. So focus on the breathing, but keep an eye on the body. Try not to move for 1 minute. Check your knee. Open your eyelid just a little bit. I usually open the left eye, but you find your own way. If you close your eye, you lose orientation. You never believe that breathing, such a simple thing, could be so magical. Alright, so this one is called pushing hand. So similar to the balloon breathing, except that we don't lean back. The heels are, the foot are pointing down. Just relax. Follow your hand. As if you have a water wheel in front of you, you pull the water wheel. This is 1, and then you go down. This is 2, you stand up, 3, and then you push 4. Okay, so now let's try that first. 1, down, up, and push. Okay, now we're going to coordinate with the breathing. So when we pull in, we breathe in. When we push down, we don't do anything. No breathing. Just focus on your hand and go down. Because what we're doing is we're taking the oxygen and we're pushing it down into the middle part, right? Remember that? Okay? So why we're doing this without explanation, we already deliver oxygen to all the vital organs in the top. So now is the middle part, okay? So now, very gently breathe in, down, and then up, and then push and breathe out with the locking, pushing a little bit on the wrist, okay? Down, up. Just follow your hand. Let go of your mind. Just follow your hand. Up and breathe out. You notice that I don't speak when I go down, because I have to concentrate. Breathe in. Open your shoulder. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, one more time with instruction. Breathe in, pull your hands in, and then go down silently, and then come up, and then push, breathe out. Okay, one more time. Breathe. And then breathe out. Okay, now shift the focus to your feet. And then 1 minute. And your breath is so prominent now, because you're really working on the diaphragm without knowing it, okay? Just enjoy the breath, one breath at a time. Just enjoy it. Don't take your mind off the breath. Just focus on the breathing. Okay, to the left. Okay. Breathe in. Focus. Down. Up. Breathe out. Very slow. Very deep. Very steady. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Okay. One last minute of standing. Make good use of it. Unlock your knee, unlock your eyelid. Focus entirely on your breath, one breath at a time. And if your mind drifts away, just tell to come back. One more breath, one breath at a time, one more breath. Keep an eye on your body. Your body is your early warning signal. Okay, relax. Relax. We're going to do the last one, which has to do with your kidney, delivering oxygen to the kidney. It has less to do with deep breathing, abdominal breathing, more to do with just delivering oxygen to your kidney. Now, if you haven't done this before, be careful, okay? If you want to do it and you haven't done it before, put a chair next to you. You might get a little bit lightheaded because you're not as healthy as we are. You have adrenal disorder, and when you do this exercise, which is quite abrupt, your brain thinks that you're in danger. It sends a signal to your kidney to send blood to your head to compensate. And if you have if you're not, how should I say, if you're under stress all the time and you don't know how to relax yourself, your adrenal gland is tired, and so it doesn't send out the blood as quickly as it should, and then you get lightheaded. Okay, so if you haven't done it before and you wanted to do it, put a chair next to you. Now we're going to breathe in, stand up straight, breathe in, focus on our shoulder or the elbow, breathe in, and then we're going to breathe out very slowly, open up your knee, breathe out all the way down, and then when you reach the bottom, lean forward, feel the pressure on your kidney, and then from here we're going to breathe in, and then we're going to lean back, again feel the pressure on your kidney, and then relax. We're only going to do this 3 times, okay? Relax. Second time, get ready, breathe out, open your knee, press forward, feel the pressure, breathe in, stand up straight, lift up your elbow, feel the pressure on your kidney again, and relax. One last time. Get ready, relax. One last time, breathe out, push forward, breathe in, open up, and relax. Now I'm going to massage. You can use your hand, or what I do is I use my fist. Okay, so this is exactly 1 hour, and I like to sit for just 3 minutes. So you have to go, and then just watch this. You do the last part on your own, or watch it on tape. Okay? Let me do this like this so you can see my feet a little bit better. If you haven't been to this class before, next week we're going to teach how to sit, because we alternate. So this week we don't have enough enough time for all the details. But you can just sit like this, or you can sit like this, or you can sit like this. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it touches the mat, okay? Now, and then your hands should be relaxed. You can put it like this, like this, like this, like this. Doesn't matter. What matters is your spine. Sitting on chair, perfect. Perfect. Sit on chair, perfect. But make sure that your bottom of the feet is touching the floor and your back is not leaning against the back, okay? So you sit about 2/3 out. And if you need support, put a pillow kind of in the middle of your spine, not the bottom of your spine, okay? But sit up on a bed, fine too, okay? On the bed, it's actually easier to do abdominal breathing. Next week, I'll teach you how to meditate lying down, okay? Open your shoulder, straighten up your spine, as if someone is grabbing your hair and pulling yourself up. We sit like the bell. We stand like the pine tree. We sit like the bell. We lying down like the bow and arrow, and we walk like the wind. Okay? So we sit like the bell. This is the little clapper. The little clapper needs to be hanged from the ceiling. Okay? So you hang your spine. You move your spine back a little bit. Now, we're only going to sit 3 minutes, so it doesn't matter. But if you sit for an hour or 45 minutes and your back's going to hurt, your back hurts because you're not sitting properly. Next time when your back hurts, just lean back. When you lean back, the weight of your spine is on top of each other. You're not using your muscle. And that's what you're supposed to do. Open your shoulder. Take your forehead. Lean back so that you're touching your collar. The back of the neck is touching the collar. Now tuck in your chin. And it's not very important for the beginner, so it might as well start the habit of taking your tongue and touch the roof of your mouth, right where the teeth and the roof of the mouth meets, and just touch it. Now focus on your breath. We did a lot of exercise, but then I talk a lot, so we cool down a little bit. So let's warm up, get the engine started. Open your mouth slightly, blow air through your mouth. As you blow air through your mouth, you feel that your stomach is collapsing. You blow as much as you can, slow, deep, and steady, and then you relax. Air rushing through your nostril, your stomach opens up. The reason you open it, your stomach moves is because your diaphragm moves. Right? Your diaphragm is moving, right? Because we're so good now. We just graduated from kindergarten. Okay, so one more time, breathe out. And breathe in. Now close your mouth. Do the deep breathing with your nostril. Feel your stomach expanding as you breathe in. Feel your stomach collapsing as you breathe out. You also notice that as you breathe in, the air is very fresh, full of positive energy. Next time when you breathe in, take that energy, start from the bottom of your spine, bring it up to the top of your head, delivering all that positive energy, all that happiness to the top of your head. And then when you breathe out, you take all the negative energy, all the stuff that you don't want, anxiety, anger, and you just let it settle. You don't even have to force it down, you just let go, and then it just settle. Just drop like the debris in a glass of water. It just drops until it reaches your feet. You feel that your feet is taking up all that negative energy, it's heavy, and then it's dissipating back into the universe. Next time, breathe in. When you breathe in, take your body with you, stretch your spine, open your shoulder, rotate your forehead back, your chin down, let it go all the way up to the top of the head. Feel that positive energy, feel that renewal, the healing. And then as you breathe out, start from your forehead and just let it drop. Let it drop, slowly sink down. This is called sentimentation. The Sanskrit word for that is dhyana. The Chinese translation is chana, later on abbreviated into chan. And then when it went to Japan, it became Zen. Zen means sentimentation. Let all your negative energy drain out from your brain and just let it fall all the way to your feet. You feel your feet is heavy, but your head is light. Up and down. When you do abdominal breathing, you're generating electricity. And when you use your mind like that, you're circulating those electrons up your spine and then down. That's why your tongue has to touch the roof, because it has to close the electrical circuit. Okay? I want to give you 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Do this on your own. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, so for the beginner students, or especially if this is your first time, you can leave. This is the end of the class, basically, or you can just watch this last part, which should be only about 15 minutes, and this is for the advanced student. Okay, or if you can just watch on tape, not tape, on recording. Okay, so back to the sitting for a minute. It's very important to understand that what the yin and the yang meant. Okay, so we have two autonomous nerve systems. One is called the parasympathetic. One is called the sympathetic, and one is called the parasympathetic. And they're the yang and the yin. And it's not like they're good and bad. It's that like the sympathetic nerve is what you need for survival. Okay, if you don't survive, that's a sign of bad health. Okay, so but yet you need to balance it with the yin, which is relaxed. Okay, so when you come up in the back, you focus on your body. Okay, this is the sympathetic part. When you come down, you relax. That's the parasympathetic part. That's the yin and yang. Okay, and all right. Now back to our second part, or the last part. I wrote about my friend that I lost contact with 20 years now, who was my employee, and he was a base jumper. He takes his parachute and he jumps down off of building and bridges. And once I find out that's what he does on the weekend, I got really excited, and I kept talking to him. And first of all, I don't understand why anybody would do that, but then I understand that the joy into doing that, right? But it turns out that the joy comes in two parts. Most of us think that the jumping off part is the important part. It turns out that taking care of the parachute is as much joy as jumping off the bridge. So he spends a lot of time caring about his equipment, and at the last part he let go of the parachute. The parachute is our breath. We spent an hour and 11 minutes taking care of a parachute. Now it's time to let go. Yu Jing Jing. Rotate your toes so they're pointing inward, loosening up your knee. Michael, if you're out there, this is for you. Open your shoulder. Each form has a focus. So the first one is called the spirit boosting palm. So the focus is on the palm. When I say go, your mind is on your palm and you push down with all you got, blocking the knee. You will feel vibration go up your spine. It's Newton's second law, okay? Action equal reaction. Get ready. Open your shoulder. When I say go, you watch your hand first. Don't go right away, okay? Get ready. Go. Feel the vibration all the way up to the top of the head, and now relax. Watch your breath. 2 breaths. Again, exercising the parasympathetic nerve. Second time, spirit boosting palm. Focus is on the palm. Get ready. Go. Relax. Watch the vibration up your spine, and then now focus on your breath. 2 breaths. One last time, open your shoulder, palms facing down. Get ready. Go. And relax. The next form is called pointing. Untitled. Pointing is translated as both a verb and a noun. Okay, so it's the thumb. So if you translate as a verb, it's pointing. If you translate as a noun, it's just the thumb. Focus on the thumb, pointing at the Jiwan, which is the energy point for the gallbladder. It forms an energy circle in here. And now, again, remember, slow, deep, and steady. So as we roll up our hand to make a fist, we bend our thumbs up, okay? Bend it up as much as you can, as if you're lifting 2 buckets of water, but you do it slow, and you do it deep, and you do it steady, and you hold it when you get to the end. Okay, get ready, pointing to the one tail, roll up your 4 fingers, and lift up that 2 buckets of water, and then once you get there, you hold it, and then you relax without lowering it down the hand, so you maintain the energy line. Second time, focus is on the thumb. Thumb is pointing the one tail. Roll up your fists, lift up that bucket of water, steady, get to the end, hold it, and relax. One last time, pointing to the one tail. One tail is the name of the energy point. Lift up that 2 buckets of water, very steady, don't spill anything, hold it, and relax. Lower your hand. The next one is called beginner's mind, like the baby. But the Chinese word also means center. So your focus is on the center of the palm. You put your fingers right below either your ring fingers or your middle fingers. Now you roll up your fist and you take your thumb now, you bend it inward. Okay, it's the opposite of what you just did. Okay, get ready. Focus on the center of the palm, the heart of the palm. And we squeeze very slowly, very steady, and then we hold it like the baby is holding the hands inside the mother. and then we relax. This is how they generate energy for the development of the organ. Second time, squeeze, hold it, and relax. When we say relax, we relax, okay? And we just watch our breath. One breath, two breaths. One last time, thumbs in the middle of the palm, the heart of the palm. Squeeze. And relax. Relax. Entire body relax. The next one is called pointing the nose. So obviously the focus is on the nose. You put your fists together. You take a very, very deep breath, very slow and very steady as you raise your fist and you feel your stomach expanding, your diaphragm is pushing down. Very steady. Start. Relax. We continue. Okay, continue pointing the nose. We take an elbow, we squeeze the elbow, you feel the stress in the back. Imagine that you have a net in the back, which is your fascia. There's a whole piece of fascia in the back, a connective tissue, and we're going to stretch that. Okay, now very slow, bring your elbows together, feel the stress in your back, and you stretch like the turtle. Imagine like the turtle want to crack his shell, okay? Second time, bring your elbows together and you stretch your back and you relax. Completely relax. One last time, it's very slow. And once you stretch, you hold it. Stretch. And relax. Next one is called the top of the head. Focuses on the fist. Okay, the head and the fist share one word, and just bring it up to the top of your head. Open up your hands so the blood is draining out. Now you roll your fist properly. One joint, two joint, and lock it. Okay, so you notice that there are two joints in your hands, right? One joint, two joint, and then lock it. Okay, get ready. Roll your fist, one joint, two joint. Lock it with your thumb and squeeze very slow. Once you get to the end, you hold, and then you relax. Watch your breath. Second time, roll your fist, lock it with your thumb, squeeze very slow, and hold it, and let go. One last time, open your shoulder, roll your fist, squeeze, and let go. Open the shoulder. Next one is called stabbing the shoulder, okay? Stabbing the shoulder. So you grab a dagger, like if you grab two daggers, and you're just closing these two energy points, and you hold it, and then you relax. Again, open your shoulder. This energy point right here is called the mouth of the tiger. This energy point here is the top of the shoulder, right? Open, close the 2 points, hold it, and relax. One last time, open the shoulder, close it, hold it, and relax. Next one is called the cross. Very difficult to translate. The focus is on the word bang, which is the same word for avalanche. So first, you rotate your wrist. Now you roll your fist the same way while you're taking a deep breath, and you push the mountains until you cause an avalanche, and you hold it, and then you relax. You don't punch, you just push. Watch your breath. Second time, rotate your wrist, roll your fist, and push. We call this bang, and relax. Watch your breath again. One last time, rotate your wrist, roll your fist, and push until the two mountains fall apart. Next one is called front hanging. It's the same. Lock your knee, not your elbow, okay? Rotate your wrist. Roll your fist. Take a deep breath and push. And relax. Second time. Push. And relax. Watch your breath. One last time. Push. And relax. Hands up like you're surrendering. Parallel bar. Grab onto the bar. Do a chin up. But when you get to the end, you hold it, okay? Pull yourself up. And you hold. And you relax your fingers. Watch your breath. Second time. Lift up your body. Hold it. And relax. One last time. Pull up your body. And relax. Fist to the fist, like you holding a very thick book and you want to rip it apart while you're opening your shoulder. Very slowly, rip it apart, hold it, and relax. Second time, rip it apart, and relax. One last time. Rip it apart and relax. Next one is called the swallowing of the Dan. Okay? Imagine there's a ball of fire and you want to push it down into your Dan 10, which is the field of the energy. At the same time, you swallow the slivers, so you collect all your slivers, and then you swallow focus. When you get to the end, you go down, back of the hand touching, heads parallel to the floor, squeeze 3 times, 1, hold it, and relax, come back to the breath. Second time, relax, come back to the breath. Third time, relax. Now comes the finale. Open your palm, focus on the palm, take a deep breath, exhale, inhale, focus forward as if there's a huge rock, lower your knee and you push, and you breathe out, close your eye, there's a universe in front of you, you collect all that positive energy, and you relax. Sit for 3 minutes. No instruction today. Just watch your body. There's so much energy in you. Try to identify the 4 elements. Finally, trying to identify the air elements, the wind element, which is your breath. Watch how the body is breathing. Try to convince you that the body actually breathes on its own. And see if you can identify the space between the in-breath and the space after the out-breath. Just relax and watch that energy. Sit up straight so you're not compressing that energy. Try to let go of that breathing. Let's see if you can let it breathe on its own. We'll talk more next week when we have more time. Next week we're gonna do the stretching and the lying down exercise instead of the breathing exercise. Next week we'll give instruction. Okay, open your eyes. So when you do sitting meditation, it's never about the amount of time that you sit, right? It's not like if you could sit 50 minutes without moving, that's got to be better than the guy who can only sit 5 minutes. It's never about that. It's always about the quality. And the quality has to do with whether or not you're actually focusing on your breathing or like that, as opposed to you just drifting away, falling asleep. Okay, so even 3 minutes, high quality is very, very good. So before we end, I noticed that we are running way over time, but people still stay. So we're going to do a facial massage. You didn't think you get to do a facial massage, right? Now put your hands together, generate some heat. Massage the top of your forehead, the side, and then the face, not the front yet, okay? The top of the head, either use your finger or the palm like this. And now you massage the top part of your ear, the side part of your ear, and the bottom part of your ear. And now you take your palm, you put it behind your ear, and you just like this. We are massaging the energy points, okay? So now we're going to work on the front. So the front starts from the corner of your eye all the way to the corner of your mouth. 2 fingers go down. Again. 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 One last time. Sit up straight, use your right thumb, and it's not the eye back, but what's below, okay? So it's the bottom part of your eye socket. Just very gently stroke that from the corner of your eye to what we call the tail of your eye, okay? Now the other side. Again, it's not the eye back, you're still on top of the bone. It's at the edge of the eye socket, okay? Okay, now take your index finger, make a hoop. And you don't start with the eyebrow, but because some people like me have very short eyebrow, but you actually start right here. And you squeeze until you get to the end. And you squeeze, and you squeeze. And you squeeze. Okay, now to the fingers. 1 finger at a time. Pull the finger. When you get to the nail, massage the nail. Okay, remember now all the energy lines starts with the finger. So you're working on all the vital organs, all the energy lines. Massage the fingernails. The other hand. Okay, so one last thing we do is a ritual. Sit up straight, open your shoulder, back, lean back, chin's tongue down. We're going to get all the remaining bad chi, get out. Focus on your elbow. Make sound, okay? Okay. If you want, I can talk a little bit about sort of the basis, the fundamental basis of what we're doing here this morning. So I'll be celebrating my 65th birthday this year, getting ready to collect, not yet Social Security, but definitely getting ready to get my Medicare card. So I was here when I was 15 years old, so I'm basically been here 50 years. So I know a lot about our healthcare system, especially when my parents are in the 80s. Spent a lot of time, right? So the one thing that I noticed about our so-called healthcare system is that it's not really about the health, right? So when do you first notice that you're not healthy? When you have to go see the doctor. Otherwise, by definition, you're healthy. So when you go to the doctor, he look at you, and then he sent you to do a bunch of, tests, going through all the instrumentations, and then they either cut you open, or most likely they give you some chemical to take home. You eat it twice a day, whatever, and it's that chemical reliance that would last for life. A doctor would never volunteer to say, don't stop taking the medicine. That's never going to happen. He's just going to give you more. The first one he'll give you is just the first one of an entire regimen of medicine that comes. If you have diabetes like my father does, you start with metformin, then you graduate for glyphosate, then you graduate to another one, and eventually, the needles will come. That's how it works. So we think health is like that. You go to the doctor when you're not healthy, and then hopefully you become healthy again. No, that's not what health is. You were sick, and the doctor made you unsick. But you were never healthy. What does it mean to be healthy in a kind of an Eastern perspective? Both the Indians and the Chinese for thousands of years believed that we are a very tiny, minuscule part of the universe. Our so-called health is a consequence of our relationship to that universe. Galileo was put in house arrest because he dared to say that it was the earth that rotates around the sun, and that because he noticed that the tides were influenced not only by the sun, but the moon, but the Jupiter. So he decided that it had to be the case where we rotate around the sun. And for that, he was put in house arrest and died in his home. Well, the Chinese knew that. They knew that thousands and thousands of years ago. They knew all about that. They never thought, they would be crazy to think that the earth is flat, because everything is wrong. Because we understood that there's yin and yang, there's rising and falling. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. So we understood how the planet affects the tide. Not only that, we know how the planet affects us, because after all, we are 65% water. So if the sun and the moon and the Jupiter were aligned so that we have high tide, why can't we have a high tide? So we understood that. Not only that, they understood how when the Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the sun, so there's 12 different configuration for human beings. And so there's a whole system that built around that. As they start to understand the body a little bit more, it was also the time when the yogis start to visit China from India. So they learned meditation. And they were so good at it that they enter jhana, which means that they start to exist beyond the body. And they start to notice that the human body have these energy lines. So usually I say, oh, this is lung, this is heart. No, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. That's not how it works. That's the consequence of what they did. But they start to notice that there are energy lines in our body. Not only that, but the energy lines are affected by the planets. They notice that there are 12 energy lines, 6 of them from the hand and 6 of them from the toes. And each one of them is active for 2 hours a day to make up the 24 hours. Not only that, but the 6 of them are paired into 2, so there's yin and yang. Yin means shadow, yang means the sun. So one is associated with the sun and one is associated with the moon. They notice that these energy lines come into the center part of the body, and they start to notice there's additional energy lines. There's 8 more actually. 2 of them are very dominant. One is called the Yin Line, which is translated into English as conception. But if you actually look at the word, it doesn't mean conception, it means gestation. Then there's energy lines in the back, and the translation is pretty accurate. It's called governing. And they notice that the so-called yang line all comes together in the front, and so-called yang line all comes to the back. It's mathematical. It's beautiful. It is how the universe influences our body. We are part of the universe. You're never going to explain that to a Western doctor. Think about it. The Western doctors spend years and decades educating themselves. But the education starts with what? Their education starts with a dead body. You're not going to find this in a dead body. The Chinese doctor, they didn't start with a dead body. They start with the body, the living organism. So it was only after that, then they discovered the biological function that are associated with these energy lines, and they start naming them and drawing a very loose relationship to the actual organ. Like this would be the lung, this would be the pericardium, which is outside the heart, this is the heart, and then now you get the kidney and the bladder and so forth. But if you look at these like if you just look at it like mathematics, it's amazing. First of all the organs in the hand are the ones that you must have to survive. You can't have one less and cause survival. The lung, the pericardium, the heart, the small intestines, the large intestines, and what's called the triple worm, which doesn't have a Western equivalent. You need the intestine. Even if you cut half, all of it away, you still need a little bit because you need that for actual digestion. You need it for fermentation. You need the large intestine, the bowel. Otherwise, you would die of diarrhea. So those 6 organs are the ones that you must have. Otherwise, you're not surviving. Then the 6 that are associated with the toes, they're important. For example, the stomach. But you can live without a stomach. Right? There's a splint which has to do with your immune system, but you can live without the splint. There is also the kidney. Well, you need kidney, but you have 2. You need bladder, but you can live without bladder. Lots of people live without bladder. Then you have the stomach. Again, you don't need a stomach. You can inject fluid into your small intestines and call it a day. You also don't need the gallbladder to survive. You become very sick without any one of those, but you don't need it. So it's interesting. It's very mathematical. All the organs associated with the hands you need it for survival, and all the organs associated with the toes, just it's a quality of life issue. What's even more interesting is how these yin and yang work. This is called the conception vessel. It actually starts right here. It goes all the way down to the point between your reproductive organ and the opening of your bowel. There's a name for that. This is called the conception organ. I prefer to call it gestation because the Chinese word comes from pregnancy. I don't know how many of you had pregnant or have seen your wife pregnant. It doesn't happen to everybody, but for what I know, it happens to almost all people. Is that as they carry the baby, they start to see a line in front of them, and then it disappears when the baby is born. All the organs associated with this part are called the yin organ. They are necessary for the gestation of the baby. Until these organs are developed, we don't have a living organism. So what are they? They're the yin ones. So the yin ones are, again, back to the lung, the heart, the pericardium. Got that. What are the yin ones associated with the feet? They're the liver. That's important. They're the kidney. Very important. And then what else? Turns out the splint is important for their immune system. So those are the associated with this. If these were not developed, the baby is not a living organism yet. It's still not self-sustaining, but that's the first thing you have to do. This is called the gestation. This is called the yin. Yin means it's essentially prenatal. It's what comes with you. before you're, not at birth. There's a definition, is not at birth. It's really whether or not you are considered a living organism. Now, the one associated with the back is obviously important. Without that, you wouldn't be a human being. But initially, they can be compensated by the mother. For example, stomach. You don't need digestion, so you don't need a stomach yet. Right? You need the kidney, but the bladder you don't need, because babies, initially they have no urine. Right? And so forth and so on. So all the ones that are in the front, and then the remaining is in the back. You get the idea. So what is the concept of health? The concept of health is not unsick. The concept of health is to be equilibrium. To be equilibrium with the universe, and to be equilibrium with yourself. That's why the yin and the yang, the sympathetic nerve and the parasympathetic nerve, and how we sit upright, so we are part of the universe with the point pointing to the universe, with the feet pointing down. All that has to do with creating a balance between yourself and the universe. That's health. Okay? So any questions? I'll answer some questions. It's hour and 45 minutes. This is the longest we have ever done. But I thought it was important. Okay? Otherwise, we call it a day. I got to answer my mom's call. Okay? So I see you tonight and next week. Bye-bye.